A woman by the name of Elise Fox is the chair of the ACS, American Chemical Society Committee on the Environmental Improvement. And her message could be found in February 21st, 2022 of a chemical engineering and news magazine. And it's pretty extensive. And she's looking at her children and her future children getting enough clean water and clean sanitation and all the other little goodies, not only in the United States but around the world. And most of the nations of the world can't get clean water. And they don't have sanitation. And they've ever seen the pictures of Africa villages or large cities with the tin roof shacks and the sewers down the street, open sewers. Wait, San Francisco. They must be copying them. Yeah, maybe the ones in Africa copying the ones in San Francisco, open sewers, poop in the ground. But her study says basically there's not enough clean water on the planet. And I'm quite sure when temperatures are 120 degrees in Arizona, yes. Sanitation isn't there. You can't have one without the other. Children die, and they die at a high rate. But again, it's more than just that. It's the pollution from cars. Go to New Delhi. Pollution from wood-burning stoves. Pollution from, now in the catalytic converters are the United States, but you go to something like Africa, all those cars don't have catalytic converters on them, or ever did, unless it was stolen from the United States and shipped over there. But there is not. There says it's going to cost trillions to clean up the planet that we already have, and basically it's like clean water. Well, a lot of places in the United States don't have clean water. They have what comes out of a tap, which doesn't mean it's clean, which doesn't mean it's free of lead or metals. Now, lead is not the only toxin you can find in tap water. Basically, they say it's tap water, say Chicago, is chemically clean, but no, it's biologically clean. There are no germs. The amount of chlorine they put in it kills everything. But chemically, is it clean water? I worked in a bottling plant. They double chlorine all the water that came in there, and they only gave up pure water to that thing. They're trying to make sure all the communities in the United States have clean water, including Flint, Michigan. Clean water used in industries have to be clean. I mean, really clean. In the food production industry, it has to be clean, and you can't have any chlorine in the water. So the chlorine has to be removed before it's used in the food production. And pollutant, it's there. But she doesn't realize, or she doesn't want to accept the fact that each year an estimated 70 to 100 million more people are born on this planet, but we don't lose 70 to 100 million more people who die. You're trying to air pollution. We can go to India, we can go to that thing, we can go to Mexico City. And it's beginning to find out that in pollution is different things. Nitrogen oxide in the atmosphere. It turns out to be particles in the atmosphere can be classified as pollution. In a lot of countries, masks, N95s are worn by a lot of people, not those little surgical masks, but big heavy masks are worn by people. My mask is a gilly. Yeah. But I still need my 4th shot. Clean water. I drink bottled water most of the time. Can I trust what's out of the tap? Pretty well. I can figure it's pretty well chlorated, yeah. But bottled water is a little bit purer than what comes out of the tap. Sewage systems, yeah, you flush the toilet. But I live in a society where there is this here. But again, you got people. A lot of places in the. I won't say a lot of places, but if you leave the big cities and go some of the rural areas, their septic field is in the back of the house. Okay, and water wells in front, septic fields in back. Some places still have outhouses. Well, outhouses, yeah. Go to the construction site, but you see those all over rural areas of the United States. American Indian reservations seem to enjoy a lot of those. Maybe not enjoy, but have a lot of those. So, and to have a sewage system, you have to have water. In many areas, the wells are not. Indoor plumbing is an optional. The old inside, yes. Many, I won't say many places, as my nephew who lives in the South says, at one time he was selling septic fields. People dumped their raw sewage into the waterways. Not good. Not good at all. And the state basically went to these homes and said, you will put in a septic field. Because they didn't want, people were getting cholera, which is not a very good in the community. If one person gets cholera, you can almost guarantee more will get cholera. And he said, yeah, he was out there selling his septic fields. The state basically he was working with the state, and he was selling septic fields. But again, as Miss Fox say, well, we have to go through all this, and it's going to cost $1 trillion, and all the industry has to stop doing CO2. Well, it's very simple. You're going to stop driving your car? Huh? Got 80,000 hours for an electric car? No. Going to give up your cell phone? Plastic. You're going to give up your computer? Plastic. You're going to give it up your TV? Plastic. Which part of this are you going to give up? Oh, well, we can go back to the old life. Yeah, smallpox. That's a good way. Those were the days. Polio. That was a good population killer. Tuberculosis. That was pretty good. Well, we're getting to that point now. It's very amazing. We're getting rid of the cigarettes. Okay? From the big tobacco companies. Bad people. But in Illinois, the people who want to get a little hit can go out there and buy. Seems to be a lot of people getting medical marijuana. Buy pot, which is great for the state because they take a high tax out of that. Cities like it too because they take a tax out of that. But they're dying of lung cancer, right? Yep. Who's going to sue? Not tobacco companies. But yeah, and back to the stuff. Do you know what's in your water? The water my mother has, it's chemically tested. It's tested all the time. The whole thing is tested. But the neighbors' wells are. That's the problem. But it's always a problem. No matter what you do, it's a problem. And I'm a chemist, and I look at this stuff and say, how do you test how much chlorine's in the water? You can get testing kits to find that thing. You can get testing kits and find out if there's any lead in your water. If your house is old enough, it may be constructed with lead pipe, physical lead pipe in your house. That is a problem too. Get rid of all the lead pipes in people. If you live in Chicago, how old is your house? Because it may not have the connection between the house and the city, but that connection just goes into more lead pipes inside your house. And it's one thing to have lead pipe or cast iron pipes as wastewater, but you don't want to have lead pipes as from your drinking water or your bathing water or your foot bath. But there is an ACS climate science toolkit that can help you better understand the climate change and communication with others. To quote John Lewis, if not us, then who? If not now, then when? John Lewis, the congressman, basically said, for getting freedom. Of course, now in many states, that freedom has been taken away from women. Don't ask me to comment too much on that. Which I will most likely comment too much on that. Oh well, I got my think. I think this is enough for me. I don't know. What can I do about our future? Well, let's see what happens in the next 50 years. Are you going to live 50 years? I better live 50 years. I'm counting on living 50 years. Wait a minute, if I can live 50 years, why can't I live 80 years to the end of the century? Social Security. Oh boy! I'm going to be there when it runs out. That should be interesting. Oh, it will never run out. Yes, it will. It's going to go bankrupt. Then I'm going to be on the street. I'm a poor little old man. Tin. Okay, bye-bye. Yes, bye-bye. I think that's about enough. I don't think I'll run this overnight.